Welcome, luxury enthusiasts, to the Luxury Travelers Podcast, hosted by Rodney George. The ultimate passport to opulent destinations, extravagant experiences, and unparalleled indulgence. Whether one is a seasoned jet setter or daydreaming of the next lavish getaway, the Luxury Travelers Podcast has it all covered. So buckle up and prepare for a journey into the lap of luxury. Now, your host.
Hey, we're going today to have a very, very special guest. He's a good friend of mine. We did a cruise together last fall on the Mediterranean, and I'm just tickled pink to have my buddy, Chef Dean Fearing from Dallas, Texas, on the show today. Welcome, Dean.
Good to be here, Rodney. I tell you, I can't wait for our next cruise.
I'm guessing with all the weather you're having in Dallas, you're ready to get out of there now, aren't you?
Let me tell you, it feels like an ocean in here.
Oh, man. Y'all been getting hammered by that. Well, Dean runs a little place at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Dallas. It is an amazing, amazing experience. If you're ever in Dallas, you should put it on the not the nice to do, not the should do, not the can do, but the must do. You must have dinner at my buddy's restaurant if you have any idea what it's like to be in the presence of a James Beard award-winning chef who is also known as the father of Southwestern cuisine.
That's right. And I tell you, we have been open 17 years this year. So we're doing something right. And we are still having a great time. Love to have you all come on by and visit us.
Well, you know, we started our travel business 17 years ago.
Really?
And I tell people all the time, I said, we must be doing something right, because I just try to stay out of the way and watch things happen instead of making things happen anymore.
Well, I tell you, I love the restaurant business, been in it my whole life. But I tell you, I'm going to love going on this cruise. It's going to be so much fun. I've never been to the Polynesian Islands, and this is going to be fantastic.
You know, Dean, people ask me all the time, where's your favorite place? I said, there's so many favorite places I don't know. And they said, well, where's the most beautiful place you've ever been? And I said, now I can answer that question in a heartbeat. It's definitely the Society Islands, and in particularly Bora Bora. And we're going to do all of those Society Islands, and we're going to sneak in a couple of islands in the Marquesas and the Cook Islands. And what Dean's talking about is this incredible cruise that we've put together for March the 13th through the 26th of next year. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today because it is the thrill of a lifetime to be able to go to a place this beautiful. But to go with Dean and his wife, Wanda, is just a couple of big old added pluses to this show. We had so much fun with them in the Mediterranean.
So much fun.
But Dean's going to be with us. He's going to be doing all kinds of things, some cooking exhibitions. And I tell you,
also shaking some margaritas. We got to get that on the poolside.
I was just going to tell him we had a day at sea, and the food and beverage director said, I understand that Chef Fearing is really known for a lot of things, but one of them's margaritas, and that would be a great thing if he could make margaritas poolside. And of course, Dean, being the team player that he is, he just jumped right all over that.
Well, we had a great time, and we had people shaking their own margaritas. What a great party we had at the pool there.
We were on a luxury cruise line last year too, and I think before the cruise was over, half the people on the ship knew Dean, knew who he was, and knew something about him, because he was a man about town on the ship there.
Well, it's pretty fun to be on a ship that luxurious, and I can't wait to see our ship in the Polynesians.
Well, we're going to sneak onto the ship, but we're going to give everybody a chance. As a matter of fact, some of the people that went with us last year had emailed me Sunday afternoon late, and I sent them over all the information yesterday, including we're going to have a 3 or 4 day optional pre-cruise stay at my favorite hotel in the world, and that is the Four Seasons Bora Bora.
And we want to join you on that too. It has been one of my favorites to want to go.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, it's a relatively small hotel. It's less than 200 rooms, but it's right on the most beautiful beach and the most beautiful blue waters you've ever seen. And we're going to relax there. We're going to, what do you call it? What's a new word? Chillaxing. We're going to, I think we should, combination of chilling and relaxing at the same time before we even get started on the cruise.
I love that. I love that idea.
And then we got to take about a 45-minute flight on the 13th of March up to Papeete. And for those of you who don't know what Papeete is, that's actually Tahiti. And we'll get on the plane there or we'll get on the ship there and start our wonderful cruise through the Society and the Marquesa Islands. Dean, this part of the world is as pristine probably as it ever was. It's been touched by human hands, but it's been touched gently. And one of my staff reminded me this morning that there's a restaurant in Bora Bora. We're going to get to Bora Bora here before we get finished with this, called Bloody Mary's. And I never knew the significance of that, even though I've eaten there before. I didn't know the significance of that, but that is a character in South Pacific.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. And so she challenged me to go home tonight and watch South Pacific, and I'd have a much better understanding. But we're going to go to Bloody Mary's while we're in Bora Bora, if for nothing else, just to say we've been there and kind of check that off the bucket list. So, Dean, what did you do? You did several things on the ship last year, the cooking demonstrations. My favorite one was the lobster one.
Oh my goodness. Lobster tacos, I think, would be perfect down in the islands too. So did a couple of cooking classes, one for the whole ship, which was a lot of fun in their auditorium. And then the next one was in their small private kitchen that everybody had their own stove, and we just cooked lobster tacos all afternoon, and that was a lot of fun. Also did a couple of happy hours and in the beautiful bar of the ship, and we got everybody together, and it was great because we got to know each other, and that I think is so important. And then did the margarita class, and then did some excursions, which were a lot of fun.
Well, I tell you, the margaritas was a big hit by the pool. And correct me if I'm wrong, but did you tell me, I watched you make them, but I don't think you used anything that came out of a bottle other than tequila. Am I right?
Yeah, right. No, we use Cointreau.
Cointreau, okay.
Yeah, so Cointreau was the sweetener, and it's the easiest recipe. 2 parts great tequila, 1 part Cointreau, and 1 part lime juice, and shake the dickens out of it in a lot of ice.
Well, and you did watermelon ones and all kinds.
Yeah. Oh, we did mango. We did pineapple and jalapeno. That was a blast.
Well, maybe you can do that on the way from Papeete to our next stop, which is Fakarava. Fakarava, we're going to be there for most of the day. It's probably one of the most protected islands in the world, and it's
Really?
it's a part of a UNESCO classified nature reserve, which is proof of the richness of the ecosystem that's all about the Society Islands. I'll tell you what, I got a better idea. Day 3 would be better. I'm looking at the itinerary here. Day 3, we have a day at sea. That's
Right.
That's the best time to do those margaritas, because then we don't have to worry about being on time for anything.
Right. I think that'd be perfect.
And when we get done with that day at sea, we're going to find ourselves at Atuona, which is in Hiva-O. And we'll send this out to everybody, this itinerary, because it's beautiful. It's got average daytime temperatures, 80 to 82 degrees.
Oh my goodness.
So it's just, that would be a welcome relief after the temperatures that we're having here in Florida and you're having in Texas.
You better believe it.
And then the next day we're at Nakuhiva, which is the main island in the northern archipelago. I can't have a hard time saying that. But all these islands are protected by barrier reefs. There'll be opportunities, a lot of opportunities to snorkel, to dive if you're a diver.
Perfect.
I know when we were in Bora Bora, we actually went outside the reef and dove with black-tipped sharks.
Wow.
And what the dive masters did is they chummed with fish away from us to keep them away from us, but so that we could still see them. And we were close enough to the boat that if we needed to make a quick exit, we could. But black-tipped sharks, oh my gosh, they were everywhere. You couldn't even count them. There were so many.
Oh my God.
And it was just crazy. A fabulous day. Putting your face in the water on a snorkel trip in the Society Islands is like being in Shedd Aquarium in Chicago.
I bet.
It is unbelievable, the species of fish that you see just when you put your face in the water. It's amazing.
So, Rodney, is that water really that aqua color, that beauty of the water itself?
Dean, it's even more beautiful than the pictures that you've seen. It actually almost hurts your eyes. It's so blue.
Oh my God.
And it's so clear. We took an excursion one day on an outrigger canoe. And the outrigger canoes, those canoes that have the arms and the weight diversification thing on the side. And we were going about 30 miles an hour in this boat. And you could look off the side of the boat and you could see all the way to the bottom. And we were in 28 feet of water, and you could see fish going by. It was the water. It's amazing. People that go there, they come back and they said, you did a tremendous disservice to us. And I said, what was that? I said, well, you didn't tell us quite how beautiful it really is. And I said, there's no way to describe it. You just have to see it yourself.
Right. I can't wait.
Then we get another day at sea, which those are kind of relaxing before we get to the Rangiroa Atoll, which is another island in French Polynesia. And it gets really warm there. It gets all the way up to 83 degrees. And you're just in this environment that's so beautiful. The temperatures are absolutely perfect, minimal humidity. And then very fortunate on the Thursday, March 20th, we cruise into Bora Bora, and we're only there for 10 hours, but it's the right 10 hours. We're there from noon till 10:30, so we can sneak over to Bloody Mary's for an early dinner and still get back to the ship and not get left behind.
Perfect. Let's do it.
It's this restaurant, Bloody Mary's, Dean. You'll get a kick out of this. They don't have any menus.
Oh,
you walk in, and there's a big dairy case there, and you pick your fish, your chicken, your steak, your pork chop, whatever you want, and then they take you to your table.
Wow.
And they tell you what kind of sides they have, and they present you with the wine list. And the floors of this restaurant are all sand. So you take your shoes off, you got your toes in the sand, and you're waiting for this gourmet meal that happens to show up. They say that God rest his soul, but Jimmy Buffett used to show up there just arbitrarily from time to time and just start playing music.
Oh, how fun is that?
Yeah,
I can't wait to see this place.
Then we go at sea again because we got some ground to cover because we're going out to the Cook Islands, which I don't think a trip to the South Pacific is complete without visiting Atutakeki, or however, I'm terrible with these names.
I can't pronounce them.
Just another beautiful island. And then Sunday we go to Rarotonga, and Monday we have another day at sea, and we finish. We go to Moorea, and then we finish on March the 26th back in Papeete. To complete your 12 days in the South Pacific.
Oh my goodness.
And then just to think about having you with your imagination and culinary skills to take what somebody brings in. They do fishing trips and all kinds of things. So no telling what we may have a chance to cook
absolutely. Up. And some of these islands are pretty remote, right?
They're all very remote. You're the last chef in Dallas, Texas, to ever win a James Beard Award. Just how coveted that award must be when you look back, and it was before you even started Fearings, I believe.
It was when I was at the mansion on Turtle Creek, and it was just a tremendous, tremendous award to receive, mainly being a young American chef at the time. And this was right when they were starting to give out the awards. So, and they only gave them out once a year. And it was, as you said, coveted. It was that all the way.
Well, I have a lot of chef friends, especially in St. Louis, and a lot of those guys they've been a semifinalist, they've been a finalist, but I think there's only one. I think Gerard Kraft is the only one in St. Louis that ever won.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
and
so.
His was quite some time ago too. The other thing you need to know about Dean is, according to the very prestigious Zagat survey, your restaurant was named the #1 restaurant in hotel dining.
Absolutely.
A couple of years back,
we were Restaurant of the Year with Esquire magazine. And, it's just been a beautiful, beautiful 17 years with Fearings. And me being the chef owner has been just a great, great time, forming a great group. I tell you, most of our wait staff has been with me since day one. That's how 17 years we've all worked together. I have great culinary staff. It is just the perfect situation.
Well, I totally forgot to tell everybody about the ship that we're sailing on. We're sailing on a beautiful Silversea ship. Silversea is owned by Royal Caribbean. It's their luxury brand. And one of the big perks that you have when you travel on Silversea is every stateroom has a butler.
Oh my goodness.
And it's usually the women that end up wanting to take the butler home. But it kind of does spoil you because, on all cruises, you have a cabin steward.
Sure.
Or stewardess. But very few cruise lines at all levels, you have to get up into the really expensive suites. But regardless of the category room you choose, you have a butler.
Wow.
And that butler is there to make your life wonderful. And they do. Just so the people that are watching this understand, included in the pricing that you'll see on this is your round trip transfers to and from the airports. There's in the pricing, there's round trip economy with an upgrade to business class if you want it, 24-hour room service, all your beverages, your butler service, your shore excursions are included. And we're going to throw in at least 2 cocktail parties and a wine dinner that we'll be doing with Dean and Wanda.
Oh, I forgot. We did the wine dinner, right?
Yeah, we did a wine dinner and a couple of cocktail parties.
Sure.
And a couple of wine tastings because we had Michael Honig on there from Honig Wines.
Beautiful wines.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So I just hope that if somebody's watching this, that they're as excited about this cruise as we are. And that's impossible to be that excited because I've been there and this is your first time to go, but I've been talking about it to you since last November. But it's my favorite destination in the whole world. And I've touched upon all 7 continents and all 7 seas. And I'll just tell you right now, you'll be hard pressed in this lifetime to find any place more beautiful than where we're going to go in March of next year. And that's not too far away either.
No, it's not.
9 to 10 months away.
It'll be here before we know it.
It will.
You've now cranked me all up. I want to go tomorrow is what I want to do.
Well, I can understand that, especially with the weather you guys have been having down in Dallas. Oh, my gosh.
I tell you, it feels like Florida. It's so humid here. It is like crazy humid.
This too shall pass, I believe is what they say, right? Hey, I want to tell everybody that's on here, and if you've seen any of our podcasts, you know what I'm about to say. But there was a CEO of a major beverage company a few years back that talked about dreams are better than memories. And while he may have known a lot about running a beverage company, he didn't know a darn thing about memories, because, folks, this is a memory creating trip. And it makes it even more memorable if you have the opportunity to bring your adult children, your grandchildren, whatever with you, because this is, in my opinion, a destination worthy of those people that you care about the most, those people that you love the most.
Well said. Well said.
And I will tell you in closing, my good friend, Dr. Philip Randall, who I believe he's still up, kicking around up in Atlanta. I met him about 40 years ago. And his favorite saying was, "Rodney, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think." So, Dean, thanks a lot for being on the
Hey,
podcast.
Rodney, thanks for getting me so excited. I can't stand it now. So
start thinking a little bit about it every day, and in measured doses, and keep those brochures out where the people at the restaurant can find them, so we get a bunch of people.
Absolutely.
Those people that went with us last year are already calling in. So we hope that they all go with us again, because we had a great group last year.
We sure did. It was unbelievable group. And we'll have one on this trip too.
We will. Well, that's about all I got, and I'm running out of time here, it says. So I'll say goodbye for now, and we'll see you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye, Rodney.
Thanks for joining us on the Luxury Travelers Podcast. For more information, head on over to luxurytravelerspodcast.com to connect with our team or leave us a message. Until next time, safe travels and savor the extraordinary.